Hey everyone, my name is Joe. This is the video assignment for our intercultural class. So the first part is tell a funny story. So back when I was around 8, 9 years old, I went to my first mass. Growing up Catholic, eventually you attend mass to for like meditation. You learn some songs, and it feels good afterwards. In any case, when I was 8 years old, I went the first time with my aunt and uncle, and I had at that age I didn't really had no concept of like Jesus or religion or anything cultural behind it. I just was just forced to go. So when I was at mass, I noticed a cross on the very center in the building, and on the cross was of course Jesus. Now at the time when I saw this, it was very interesting to me, and to this day, I made a comment that made like half the room laugh, and then the other half not so much. So I saw Jesus on the cross, and of course the blood from his head coming down his face. And I asked my aunt, and I don't know why I said this. It's just the words that just came to mind and out of my mouth. I was like, Aunt Katie, who shot him? And I said this out loud when everyone was kind of like in a very quiet building. So I thought it was just so funny because literally everyone in the room kind of gave me like that jaw dropping, like, oh my god, I cannot believe he said that. So to this day, I am very well like known for that. It's just so funny. I can't get over it. And then the second part of the question was a something serious. So the only thing I can think of as far as it relates to this class and the section that we're like currently reading on the chapters for like stereotyping, prejudice, and all that. My one of my good friends, Curtis, he's black. He is a very down to earth, nicest guy, like human being I've ever like come into like encounter with, befriended, and I love the man to death. He's like one of my best friends. But in any case, the one time we were hanging out and we got on the subject of like racial profiling, and Curtis like got off work. He works at a M&T bank, but he had gone off. He was telling me a story of how he got off work the one night and he was driving like back home in Gaithers, or I'm sorry, not Gaithersburg, Cockeysville. As he was driving back home, he got pulled over by a cop, and the officer when he approached him, the officer like was just like, have you been drinking tonight? First question, have you been drinking tonight? And Curtis responded, no. And then the officer proceeded to ask him for his license and registration. So then at that point, the officer is kind of like doing one of those, out of like going out of his way to try to find something to get Curtis for, and then he proceeds to go back to his car, or the officer's car, and run a check. And when he comes back, everything comes clean, and it was just that was it. That's the end of the story. But what Curtis, my friend, was trying to tell me was he has been stopped multiple times, and he no doubt believes it's because he's black. He's very just very wary of the police, and it's always and again, when I first was like getting to know him and everything, I came from Arizona, and never knew like that was really like, whoa, there is such thing as like racial profiling. There is such thing as like police like brutality, and just the harassment that some of the minorities have to deal with, especially nowadays in the country of the free. And so one of the last questions for this assignment was to see how we can maybe ease up, or maybe not so much fix, but try to live in a better world where there's less racism, there's less hate, there's no judgment. Honestly, I feel as though what we're doing now, as far as like the protest and any kind of unfortunate event that happens, it gets addressed right away. I think we're on the, as far as like America is concerned, going toward like a country of no hate. I believe we're honestly in the right direction, but I think we could, put more effort into possibly ending racism, ending discrimination, all these stereotypes of people, because it's getting to the point where everything is just getting sensitive now in the world and we live in, and it boggles my mind. But I think, truly believe there is good people out there that have a level-headed mindset and are willing to do good. Um, Obviously, we could use more of that help, and I guess the only way to promote it is just promote love, promote open-mindedness, and just hope for the best. Because again, as fortunate as all these like sexual harassments, there all these, and especially with like the Pittsburgh incident, it's scary, the world that we live in. But I do not doubt that we can overcome this. We have in past histories, in wars and such, and diseases and all that stuff. So, but thank you so much, everyone, for listening in. Have a great day.